Hi, welcome back. So this is another one of the book review videos I've been releasing to help anyone who set out this year to read more or to learn more about classical world. These books are all books that you could pick up in any Waterstones or any other, any good book retailer. They're not necessarily really academic. They're really engaging fiction novels based around the ancient world. So far I've been looking at books about studying classics, a little bit in the vein of Secret History, and today I thought I should also bring up the obvious choice, which is the Pat Barker novels. So The Silence of the Girls was really popular when it was released, and it follows the story of Briseis. The book is all about the concubine, the woman at the heart of the main conflict in the Iliad. So Homer's Iliad is based around the argument between Agamemnon and Achilles. Agamemnon is the king of the Greeks, the Greek army, and he's fighting for his brother Menelaus, whose wife Helen has been stolen and has become Helen of Troy. Achilles is the best Greek warrior, and the two men are fighting over the concubine Briseis and who has a right to her, really. The story is told from Briseis' point of view and is all centred around the Greek camp at Troy and what life would be like in a military camp for these women. It focuses on what being taken from their homes would be like, and how they integrate into camp life. So it's really kind of the Iliad told from a woman's perspective. So it'd be interesting to read the Iliad and then read Silence of the Girls side by side. I'd say that it's really accessible, and if you want a recommended translation of the Iliad, so something that's going to be nice and accessible to read in English, I'll leave a link in the description below. But this book was a really good way of reimagining the Iliad. And so when I picked up The Women of Troy, I was a bit sceptical about how much further the story could really be taken. But Women of Troy kind of picks up where Silence of the Girls left off and focuses on what happens as Troy is falling. So there are bits of Silence of the Girls is really the Iliad from the woman's perspective. And then The Women of Troy kind of picks up with some of the scenes you'll have seen if you have ever studied or if you teach Virgil's Aeneid. So just as a kind of niche note, if you are somebody who teaches Latin at GCSE, if you've had to teach Aeneid 2, The Fall of Troy, or something like that, pick up this book and have a look at the description of the death of the King of Troy. Have a look at the description of the death of Priam. It is so close to Virgil's Aeneid, but Pat Barker has really reimagined it and made it very gruesome and grisly. So if you are a teacher, if you're somebody who's teaching that section in detail, have a look at this as a modern parallel. I think your students will really like it. So The Women of Troy follows on, picking up where the other left off, and rather than looking at Achilles and how difficult it was to live with Achilles, as we did in Silence of the Girls, The Women of Troy is really focusing on Achilles' son Pyrrhus. His other name is also Neoptolemus. So the name Pyrrhus means fire, and Neoptolemus means new warrior. And in classical myth, he's considered to be a kind of worse incarnation of his father. He doesn't have the same heroic values as his father, and he's quite a complicated figure. So whereas in The Silence of the Girls, you look a lot at what Achilles is like off the battlefield, in Women of Troy, you're looking at how Pyrrhus, or Neoptolemus, tries to live up to the dead Achilles, to his father Achilles. So I don't want to say too much more and give any spoilers away, but that's kind of the structure and the rhythm of them both. They're both based on myth, but they look at really key details of what it would be like, what the lived experience of the concubines in the Trojan War would really be like. And we've seen that already in some ancient works. So for example, Euripides wrote a tragedy called The Trojan Women that looked at what life would have been like in the aftermath, in the wake of the Trojan War. So it's not a completely modern thing. Ancient writers did this as well, but it's really readable and really intriguing, whether you've already got an understanding of the Iliad and the Aeneid, or whether you're coming to it completely with fresh eyes. You'll enjoy these novels as well. I hope that was helpful for you. Let me know in the comments below whether you considered reading this book. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share to keep the channel going. If you're really interested in finding merchandise on classics, take a look at my Redbubble store. And if you have any suggestions on artwork you'd like to see or videos you want to see, just comment below and let me know. I always take it into consideration. Alright, thanks.